What's the tape tell you about the Patriots defense? I know you've seen it before, but just what are your takeaways?
Yeah, it's a good defense. It's a good defense. Obviously, coached very well. Everyone knows that for a very long time, and they're very specific, I'd say, within each game and how they want to stop an opponent. And so for us, that'll be, hey, come out early. Let's get a feel for what's the flavor of the day. How are they trying to stop us? But a lot of respect. They're super disciplined on defense and do a great job. So we got our work cut out for us.
You asked about the flavor. You said the flavor of the day. Is that just kind of what it is with the Patriots, that they can throw a number of different looks at you to try to slow you down?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they do a good job. They're going to throw a bunch of stuff at you. A lot of times it'll be unscouted looks or something different, early that you got to learn and figure out within the game, and try and figure out, okay, how are they trying to stop us today? What's their MO, so that we can attack it accordingly. But we'll be ready for that.
One thing that Belichick's known for, a lot of coaches, is to take away what you like to do, make you play left hand or whatever. I would assume they're going to try to do something to neutralize as much Jonathan Taylor. Don't you still have to say this is our guy, though?
For sure. No, for sure. I mean, I'd say a lot of teams have done that as of late. And so for us, I mean, JT's still, as good as it gets at that position in the league, and we trust our big boys up front, no matter the looks, to get it done. So for us, it's going to still be the same thing. We're going to try and run the ball, and I'm confident that we're going to be able to, and we're going to still do our thing. And then, like we always say, within a game, make adjustments as needed.
Go for those adjustments during the game. How does having 13 games of playing in this offense, knowing what works and what doesn't, help you on a game day?
Yeah, I'd say it helps me tremendously. I'd say it helps the offense tremendously. Knowing that we have the ability, we've shown it, if teams want to come out and stop the run, to move the ball through the air or vice versa, and just be creative and be efficient and know, okay, what's our go-to? What's going to be our go-to if we get this look? Those sorts of things. And having that experience culminating throughout the season is definitely going to pay dividends as we go forward.
Carson, where is that? You talk about the feeling out process early in the game. Where's that balance in having that process, but at the same time, you guys have been terrific in scripted portion early in the game, and that's a key part to you guys scoring as well. Like, where is that balance in being aggressive, stick to what you do, but also trying to see what they're doing?
It's a fine line. It's a fine balance, and you come out and at the same time, they got to figure out what's our MO going to be. So that's part of the chess match within a game. And coach, I always say, does a tremendous job, scripting plays early. And I got a lot of respect for how he handles that process. So we have a lot of confidence coming out early with the plays that coach has dialed up.
Yesterday, the NFL had 36, 37 guys, unfortunately, going the COVID list. Going in this stretch run of what you guys are trying to get accomplished, does seeing that number kind of reinforce the need to follow protocols and making sure you guys are doing the right things so that you can have as many guys as possible down the stretch run?
Absolutely, especially as we get here in the last quarter of the season, and you see obviously the COVID cases rise. I mean, everyone's on high alert. I think everyone has been all year around here and trying their best to follow the protocols to a T and all of those things, and we know that at any point in time anybody could come up with it, unfortunately, but we try our best to be diligent about the protocols and make sure we're all out there. But there's only obviously so many things you can do, which is unfortunate, but we just got to be diligent with that process.
Carson, do the younger guys embrace this whole series? I mean, there's such a rich history between these two teams. Does it come up this week? Do you guys care?
Guys know, but at the same time, we try and every week to just make it about the week, not make it bigger than it needs to be. And just we have the simple 1-0 mindset every single week. We come in here and we know the magnitude of the game, the magnitude of who we're playing, in the conference and where teams sit. We know all of that stuff, but for us, it's just how do we get better? How do we prepare and get ready to go 1-0 this week?
Carson, what have you come to appreciate about Jack Doyle and the different things he can do in this offense?
Jack's awesome. He is a true teammate, true team player. I'd say he's arguably the most selfless guy in that locker room. He doesn't care if he's run blocking, pass blocking, getting the ball, setting picks for guys or whatever. He just wants to win. He just wants to win and help this team in any way, shape, or form, even if he's on the sideline. He's always there. I'd say everybody in that locker room has the utmost respect for who he is, but also as a player. He's not just a selfless player. He's a good player. He's a great player, and he's super versatile for us, and we're able to use him in a variety of ways, and he just continually shows up every single week.
You guys have periodically use this personnel group where you have JT and Naheem out there, or sometimes both in the backfield at the same time. What kind of problems does that present for the defense, and what kind of options does it give you guys?
Yeah, I think it's just another way to mix up what we do. Sometimes it's just giving a different look and running a simple base play, and sometimes we're trying to be creative and do different things. And coaches do a good job of finding that balance and, just trying to get our playmakers in space, and Naheem with the ball in his hands, JT with the ball in his hands. We got two of the most dynamic guys that we believe in with the ball in their hands. So just trying to find creative ways to get those guys in space and, shift guys' eyes on defense and make them lose track of what's going on. And coaches do a good job of dialing up those plays.
Carson, we often hear that quarterbacks throw to guys they trust, and you throw to Pittman a lot on third down, whether he's open or not. When did you start to realize that in traffic he's going to find a way to get open even if he's not?
Yeah, I'd say I kind of had that feeling really going back even to camp, just seeing what he was doing, even though I wasn't maybe practicing, just seeing that. But I'd say throughout the season, I can think of a handful of instances where I'm like, okay, that's who he is. I can think of, off the top of my head, the San Francisco game, the way he ended that ball game, coming down with that one, and stuff like that. So he's just been a super reliable guy that I've noticed since I got here, but that chemistry and that trust has developed as the year's gone.
What makes a receiver good in those situations?
I'd say just their ability to play the ball. And it comes down to body control, I think, is big, and that is often overlooked, I'd say, and the guy's ability to control their body, contort their body, make unique catches, and he does a great job with that.
Carson, obviously you're a busy father at home right now. Did you, at 4 o'clock Sunday, when those games ended, were you watching Buffalo, Cincinnati at all?
I was not. I got the updates from friends, but I was not watching much football. I was spending the day with the family, which was much needed kind of break last week.